up, three. Good.
Step back three. That's a good shot for three.
Stepping through off the window, good. Stepping through the raindrops and the finish on the right hand.
And everything's going the Boomers' way with back-to-back threes. The Boomers are doubling the options.
On 9 now. It's Thursday night basketball action coming to you from Melbourne, and it's the Southside Flyers up against the Sydney Flames. Richard Swenson with you in commentary, and joining me tonight is multiple WNBL winning coach Carrie Graff. And Carrie, well, this evening, Southside 2-1, currently sitting fourth, early days in the season for them. The Flames 0-3, sitting in seventh. But I guess we do have to have a look at the fact that the Flames have played Bendigo, Perth and Adelaide all the way from home. So not the easiest start to the year. Good evening.
Yeah, it's great to be here, Richard, and looking forward to a great WNBL contest tonight. Look, for the Sydney Flames, they've had a tough schedule. They've been on the road. They've got 7 games coming in December, starting here tonight again against, on paper, a team, the Southside Flyers, that you would anticipate certainly a Final Four team, and if not a legit title contender. They're deep, they're big. But as we can see in the warm-up, the big news tonight is that the GOAT, Lauren Jackson, doesn't look like she's suiting up. We hear that it may be gastro, but she hasn't been warming up. So that may certainly swing things Sydney Flames' way.
Let's go courtside to Rachel Antonio-Dew, who is with us tonight, and let's get the latest on Lauren Jackson. We'll get to Rachel shortly.
Testing.
But
Rachel here. Can you guys
Carrie,
hear me okay?
Going to be a game. The Flames, you spoke to Shane Heal earlier today, and he suggested to you that they're getting close to that win.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't
he's happy with the way that he's playing, with the way the team's playing. For them, it's really really important that essentially can they drop some shots. Haven't been shooting the ball particularly well, been executing in his mind and getting some great open looks. So if they can do that tonight, they may well be in touch with getting their first W.
Well, they've got some players who can certainly score points. If you look at their lineup, Keely Froling's averaging just over 15 points a game. Shyla Heal and Jocelyn Willoughby just on 14 points a game. So they've got some players, but when you look at Southside, on the other hand, they've got 4 players averaging in double figures, and also Maddie Rocci, who's averaging nearly 9 points a game. So that's the difference, that the Flames have got those 3 players who have been scoring some points in the games, but they need some extra support.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, we can't suggest that they're not depleted. They lose Kalani Purcell. Great for her, pregnant. Not so great when you lose a starting player that's a core piece for the Sydney Flames. Then their young import, Shervin's got to step up and start, and she'll grow and develop into that role. But as we mentioned earlier, the depth and the size of the Southside Flyers really is separated from them. Take Jackson out of the mix, and I think that can potentially level a bit. I think that the 2 imports to watch tonight, it's going to be great to see them in action in Jocelyn Willoughby for the Sydney Flames and Kayla Thornton for the Southside Flyers. Those 2 have been impressive to date in this 2022-23 WNBL season.
Well, Willoughby the other week showed what she can do in the game against the Perth Lynx, getting 26 points that night. So she is a scorer and can certainly get some points. That's what the Flames are really going to need. But you go through Kayla Thornton averaging just over 17 points a game. You mentioned Lauren Jackson tonight averaging 13.5, but Rebecca Cole and Sarah Blitzarv's also averaging in double figures. So Southside just have weapons all over the court.
Yeah, they do. And look, there's going to be some great matchups tonight. I think the guard matchups are going to be huge. Does Beck Cole get the job on Shyla Heal to extend the pressure on her full court? Manga Kahia, does she match up on Rocci? Or, I'd imagine so. Another great contest. Tough, rugged defenders against some scoring point guards. It'll be interesting which way the coaches go with the matchups with Willoughby and Thornton, who plays on who gets the matchup on Keely Froling, who's been again having a wonderful season to start with the Sydney Flames.
We mentioned that the Flames have had their opening 4 games, including tonight, away from home. How much of a boost would it be to get a victory this evening, coming into a number of home games?
Look, it'd be huge for the Sydney Flames to steal this one. They're on away turf, but I think for them, the time's coming that they're going to shoot the ball a little better. For a team with the talent of the shooters they've got, currently on the season they're shooting 23% from the three-point line. That's unlike a team when you've got players like Shai the Heel that can get hot, with Willoughby that is a legit three-point shooter, as well as many other offensive tools. Manga Kahia can hit it off the bench. Panousis can hit it. So, it could well be their night, and particularly being the Fighting Period Poverty Round, every three-pointer dropped is a $50 donation to that great charity. So maybe it's the Sydney Flames night that they can light it up from the three-point line and really have a crack at this loaded Southside Flyers team.
They had an opportunity in the game against Adelaide the other week where in the last quarter they actually jumped out to an 8-point lead with around 7 minutes left on the clock. But is it more a case of that inexperience and lack of depth which allowed Adelaide to sort of come over the top of them?
Yeah, look, that's one of the challenges for any team, particularly when you've had some adjustments to your roster to be able to find a way to control and shift the momentum. But let's see if they can do it tonight, as we see tip-offs about to happen.
So the action about to get underway. The Southside Flyers up against the Sydney Flames. And the Flyers get first use of the ball. Nice pass down the court. And Cole with the opening basket of the night. And that was just an impressive, easy start for the Flyers.
Yeah, nice little feed from Abby Bishop. Slotted into the starting lineup for the great Lauren Jackson, who's out this evening with gastro.
So Shervin, top of the key. Finds Willoughby wrapping around, driving to the basket. Nice move from her, but just can't get it to fall. And once again, the Flyers quickly down the floor through Thornton. Gets it inside, and another opportunity for the Flyers. And good work from Shervin under the basket there. Jump ball called. And that's one thing that Hannah Shervin has shown in glimpses so far this season. Her work under the basket has been first class.
Yeah, and I think Coach Shane Hill will be relying on her to do a job on the bigs this evening, and certainly to do a job on the boards. If she can bring those sort of things, tough defence against the post players and collect close to a double-digit rebound game, Coach Hill will be reasonably happy, as we see Shyla Hill work off that mid-ball screen. Offensive foul call against Keely Froling. We may see the replay.
Yeah, well, Hill certainly looking at the official as if the foul had been called on her. So the Flyers in possession. Mungaka here. All over Rochi. Thornton fires from outside. Nice basket from her, Kayla Thornton.
And there's the first $50 to Fighting Period Poverty. Every three-pointer scored.
So the Flames have it. Going inside to Shervin. Thought she might have been fouled on the way to the basket. Isn't so. And Bishop will be fouled in turn. So probably a little bit of frustration there from the Flames through Willoughby driving to the basket. And so the Flyers, well, they've started this one brightly with the opening 4 points of the game.
Little half-court set here. We'll see Maddie Rochi just set it up here for the Flyers. I'm sure their game plan will be to go inside, see if they can utilise their size. As we see their Bishop posting up Shervin.
So an opportunity for the Flyers. Rochi, ball inside, good ball movement. And another opportunity now for Thornton. Fires from long range, can't get it to fall, and the Flames come up with a loose ball through Mungaka here. Looks to drive to the basket, dishes off to Willoughby. Nice little jump shot from her, but can't get it to fall, and Cole comes down with a loose ball for the Flyers. So Cole, pull-up jumper, short, and Heel with the rebound. So a bit of transition from both teams up and down the floor, but can't get the baskets to drop.
Charlie pulls it out here. Let's see if they can get a quarter-court set.
So Willoughby fires from three from long range. That's off. And Mungaka here, valiant effort to try and keep the ball in play, can't do so. And so the Flyers will have it. A couple of minutes of play gone. And it's the Flyers leading by 4-0.
Extended defence here by the Sydney Flames. I think we'll see that. That'll be part of their game plan. Can they extend the pressure on the guards here?
So Rochi now drives to the basket and is fouled. So she'll go to the line to shoot too, but sort of opened up a bit like the Sydney Heads there. And Rochi had a nice passage through to the basket. A foul committed, and they'll make her earn it from the charity stripe.
79% career free throw shooter, Maddie Rochi, and shooting the three-pointer exceptionally well this season with a great clip of 56%. Let's see if she can convert two, and that we don't land her with the old commentator's curse.
So third team foul on the Flames. And Rochi, well, can't hit the first. So as a coach, he'd already suggested it was a good foul. So Rochi now makes the second. So the Flyers off to a nice start. Good pressure from Heel on by Rochi, but she'll be called for the foul. First team foul on the Flyers for the game. So Sydney will retain possession.
Referee's calling it pretty tight early in the game, barely 2 minutes in and 4 foul calls already. Players may need to adjust to that a little bit.
So Willoughby finds Heel. Has the ball almost knocked away from Rochi.
Great hand pressure from Rochi, providing a lot of heat to Shyla Heel as Mankahia launches the 3.
Can't get it to fall, so the Flames struggling to put the ball in the basket at the moment.
Southside Flyers really looking to push tempo as they go inside to Bishop one-on-one. 3-second call, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like a 3-second call being called there on Bishop. And so the Flames, both teams at the moment just really sort of struggling a little bit to get into their offense. Willoughby almost has the ball batted away by Thornton. So Willoughby now up the court for the Flames. Finds Shervin. And then just the pass back to Willoughby. Can't control it. And the Flyers come up with a loose ball once again.
Extended pressure then by Southside, really wreaking havoc for the Sydney Flames. Both teams extending their defence man-to-man. And the tempo's pretty hot right now. Both teams looking to push tempo where they can.
So Shervin takes a seat for the Flames. And Rowe onto the court. So good battle at the mid-court there, Mangakahia and Rochi. Opportunity for the Flyers as they drive to the basket. Good offensive move. Can't get it to fall. Bishop comes down with the rebound. Gets the pass back to Rochi. Fires for 3 from outside. She's short. And Rowe looks like will do enough to get possession for the Flames. So a couple of good looks there for the Flyers, but they just couldn't get the basket to drop.
Yeah, some good inside-out action. Beck Cole put her head down, went downhill against Shyla Hill. Bishop with the big board. See some Shyla Hill with the ball in her hands, playing off some horns action with the roll down. Takes on Bishop with the mismatch. Can't get it to drop.
But she is fouled, so we'll go to the line to shoot 2, Shyla Hill. And an opportunity for Sydney to get their opening points of the game. It's been a really sort of clunky offensive start to the game from both these teams. And maybe just the opportunity to get a couple of points from the free throw line might just slow things down from a Flames perspective.
Yeah, smart play then by Hill, attacking off that horns action, then went at the mismatch straight at Bishop, drew the foul. She sinks that first free throw.
So Hill, good start from the free throw line and makes it the second count. So closes the margin to within 3. Rochi under some pressure from Mangakahia. Does well to get it into the front court. Cole. Thornton. Finds Rochi just trying to orchestrate something offensively. Pass comes away now. And Blitzarves fires for 3. Can't get it to fall. And Bishop tries to hunt down the loose ball but can't get there. And so the Flames get themselves possession.
Southside Flyers are doing their best to try and raise some money in this fighting period. Poverty launching the 3, not getting them to drop at the moment, but they're currently 0 of 3 from the 3-point line. Oh, sorry, 1 of 4.
So Froling backs away in towards the basket, right-handed layup, and she's going to be called for the offensive foul.
Wow. That hurts Sydney with her second personal foul for Keely Froling, a key for them.
So foul trouble for the Flames early on. 4th team foul for the quarter, so the Flyers will go to the free throw line from now on as Rochi drives through and gets it to fall. So nice move from Maddie Rochi. Now Mangakahia for the Flames will be fouled by Cole. So the Flames will retain possession. Won't be called a shooting foul. But both teams now almost midway through this first quarter starting to rack up some fouls.
Yeah, referees are calling it pretty tight this evening. Physical contest, both teams playing pressure D.
Heel gets it back from Rowe. Shervin back out there for the Flames, trying to set the screen. Now Heel will look to drive to the basket. Nice move from her. And the ball's deflected off the Flyers. So the Flames retain it with 6 seconds left on the shot clock.
Seeing the Southside Flyers mix up their ball screen defence against Shiloh Hill. Looks like sometimes it's a long, hard show, other times trap. I expect to see various defensive schemes against that ball screen action with Shiloh Hill in it, being that she's a key to this Sydney Flames team.
So opportunity shot clock winding down. And Rowe, forced into a shot. Ball bouncing around. The Flyers come up with a loose ball. Nice pass from Rochi. And Cole, the recipient of it. An easy basket for her. And the Flyers are now off and running.
They look good when they get out on the break. They create things from their pressure defence, shake it loose and get out and fly.
Let's go courtside, and it's a warm welcome to Rachel Antonio-Du.
Thanks, guys. It is great to be here at the State Basketball Centre. The game is off to a bit of a slow start. The floor looks a little bit slippy from the sideline, but the fans are piling in, and it's a great atmosphere for the Fighting Period Poverty Round.
And Rachel, can we confirm Lauren Jackson out tonight for the Flyers and the reason?
Yes, it appears that LJ, the GOAT, is out for tonight. She is at home with an illness and is resting up, which means Abby Bishop has stepped into the starting lineup. And right now we are about to see Carly Mijovic sub on. Should I say Carly Ernst sub on for Abby Bishop.
So the opening timeout of the game this evening, and the Flames obviously just wanting to talk things over. CTM Sport takes care of all your travelling off court so your favourite team can focus on their game. As part of the CTM group, their travel management solutions are competitive, innovative and customised to your unique travel needs. Visit ctmsport.com.au to learn more. And Carrie, well, midway through this first quarter, the Flyers have got the advantage, but really a game that sort of hasn't got going, so to speak.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think the tempo push has been great. Both teams are in pressure defence. Certainly the Southside Flyers are on the better end of that. They've been able to shake the ball loose and get out and run, come up with the defensive board and get out and run. And certainly it'll be the defensive transition for the Flames that they need to tidy up at the moment. Look, they're just going to hang around. I mean, it's it feels like the momentum's certainly the Southside Flyers' way, but it's they're down 7 halfway through this first quarter. 7-point margin, that's nothing in basketball. Long way to go in this first quarter, but they've definitely got to stem the flow and see if they can look after the ball and get something to drop for them offensively. They've had a couple of good attacks off the mid-ball screen, but haven't found a way to get the shots to drop just yet.
So Thornton will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Flyers.
Wow, she's been impressive. Her debut season in the WNBL, a veteran of the WNBA out of the Dallas Wings, played professional basketball all around the world, in Israel, in Korea, in Puerto Rico, and she's a tough matchup in this league. She post up a smaller defender, take a taller defender outside, as we see her drop the second of her free throws.
So averaging 17.3 points per game, 8.3 rebounds per game, having an outstanding start to the season for the Flyers. And the foul called on the Flyers, so 4th team foul on them. And the Flames will get to shoot free throws should the fouls continue from the Flyers for the rest of the quarter. So they eventually get the pass into Willoughby. And the Flames just trying to get something going in offense. Rochi up against Teal, finds Willoughby. Fires for 2 and hits it. That's a nice shot from Jocelyn Willoughby.
Sweet. Off that mid-ball screen, pull-up jumper from the 3-point line. Sweet shot from Willoughby. She's a talent. She can play off the dribble. She can hit the open 3.
Cole with it for the Flyers. And ball batted away from Shervin. Now Panousis up the floor quickly for the Flames. But good transition in defence. Ball off the foot of Ernst. And so the Flames will retain possession. And Shiloh Hill will have a rest. So Rhoda inbound. In fact, they're going to switch that up, and Willoughby will have the inbound pass for the Flames. So Panousis. Mungakahia thinks about the 3. Now drives to the basket and is fouled, so she will go to the line to shoot 2. And an opportunity for the Flames just to edge that little bit closer.
Yeah, look, they're finding a way to hang around. A long time to go in this ball game. Yeah, got to say, the Southside Flyers' pressure defence is impressive. Both teams looking to play pressure D, get their hands in a bit. Referees are calling it tight. Hence, we see teams or players at the free throw line. As Maggie here strokes that first one.
So little by little, the Flames getting themselves a little bit closer on the scoreboard. And again, now with some pressure up the floor. Ernst finds Cole, who drives to the basket. Sweet shot from her. Gets it to fall.
Tough. She pulled up on the break over a big hand. That's a tough basket by Beck Cole. As we see Manga here push tempo, pull it back out. Let's see if they can organise a set. Liking the look of some of this Horns action with the mid-ball screen.
So Willoughby now looks to drive to the basket. Pull-up jumper from her is good. So now the Flames are getting a little bit of a flow going at the offensive end of the court. Still looking to try and have that pressure up the floor.
Momentum certainly swinging their way. You can feel it now. A bit of confidence with some shots dropping as Ernst launches the 3. There's another $50 for the fighting period poverty round.
So Ernst with the 3 to extend the margin back out for the Flyers. Panousis. Pass comes into Willoughby, but the foul will be called there on Thornton. So Willoughby will go to the line to shoot 2.
At this rate, we might be seeing some of the 9, 10, 11 players hit the court in this particular contest. Fouls. The referees are certainly giving their whistle a workout in this first quarter. Just a tick over 2.5 minutes to play in this first quarter.
So Willoughby goes to the line and makes the first. So the Flames certainly keeping within reach at the moment.
Shooting the free throw at 80% so far on the season. Beautiful technique.
And gets the second one to drop as well. So back to a 5-point margin. And the Flyers with possession of the ball. Ernst finds Thornton, and again this pressure up the floor. And a whistle has gone. And the officials will just go and talk this one over. So it's good pressure up the floor from the Flames.
We might be checking the shot clock perhaps.
So Willoughby will have a rest for the Flames. Emma Clark will get her first action of the evening. So Bishop with the inbounds pass. Amy Rocci. And ball is intercepted. Mungakar here with the steal and will drive to the basket. Nice work from her. And a bit of a collision as both players turned around quickly to try and get play back underway, and that's what you'd call really good officiating, just letting it go because it was an accidental collision. Mungakar here after the basket trying to turn around and get back up the floor and colliding there with Abby Bishop.
Coach Cheryl Chambers wants to talk it over here. Clearly the momentum has swung back Sydney's way, particularly off the back of that steal from Mungakar. Sydney Flames back in this one. It's a 3-point ball game, long time to go. I'm sure Coach Chambers will want to talk about their offensive execution. Sydney Flames now in the lanes and looking to go inside, but this one's going to be a ball game.
And the fact too, their pressure up the floor is just causing a few little concerns at the moment for the Flyers. Just struggling to get that ball movement happening.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both teams' defensive pressure is doing a task. It's either reducing time off the shot clock or creating opportunity to get steals and fast break opportunities. So I think we'll see more of that from the Sydney Flames when they can. Interesting to see what will come out of this timeout in terms of a set for Southside. Do they look to go inside again? Do they look to go to Thornton?
So teams about to get back out onto the floor. And one of the things with the number of fouls already as well is that both coaches have had to go to their bench early.
Yeah, right. And I think, look, we're going to see rotations anyway. I know talking to Coach Shane Heal today, he said, you know, they've had some illness over the FIBA break with their team. He'll be looking to rotate fairly fluidly through the game. Similarly, Coach Cheryl Chambers will probably be rotating differently with the GOAT, Lauren Jackson, out at home. We received a message from her to say she caught the gastro from one of her sons. So I think we're going to see quite quick rotations from both coaches, as we've seen to date so far in this first quarter.
So good pressure from Shyla Heel up the floor, and the Flyers have turned the ball over. So another opportunity for the Flames to get a little closer on the scoreboard. So Clark to inbound it. Again, good D from the Flyers, and this time they're forced the turnover.
Pooch, great length. You know, she used her length exceptionally well there on Shyla Hill. Shook the ball loose, and now we see possession back with the Southside Flyers as Amy Clydesdale throws it ahead to Pooch, looking inside for Bishop.
So an opportunity now for the Flyers. And again, the ball bouncing around, and the foul from Carly Ernst. So the Flames will go all the way to the other end of the court and again shoot some free throws.
Yeah, the pressure defence, both teams, you know, shaking the ball loose, forcing turnovers from the opposition. Both teams at 4 or 5 turnovers apiece. Coaches won't be happy with that offensively, but defensively, on the other hand, both coaches will be happy with the pressure defence that we're seeing this evening.
So Mungaka here for the Flames, who's been really good with the defensive pressure so far in this game, hits the first. And a chance to really tighten things up as we approach quarter time. And makes the second. So we're back to a 1-point ball game. And again, this pressure up the floor from the Flames. Pooch driving to the basket. Shot off. Good rebound taken there under the basket by Mungaka here. Looks to drive now. Kicks it out. Shervin thought about the three. Then thought again. And Mungaka here will just slow things down for the Flames. Now Shervin goes for three. Doesn't get the kind bounce. Heel. Good aggressive work under the basket. Comes up with a rebound. Little running floater in the lane from Shyla Heel. And the Flames are in front for the first time this evening. And again, keeping this pressure up, and Heel this time gives the foul away.
She's not happy with that one, and rightly so. Great play by Shyla Heel then, you know, gets a great inside block out as the offensive player, comes up with the ball, puts it on the rim with a star-looking floater. Unfortunately then doesn't do the right thing defensively, sends the Southside Flyers to the line off the back of these high foul counts so far in this first quarter.
Well, let's see if we can go courtside to Rachel Antonio Do and find out what was said during that last timeout.
Thanks, Richard. The Flyers timeout was a story that we've heard before, and it was all about defense. Coach Cheryl made it very clear that they got their lead by playing good, solid defense and keeping their hands out. And in order to maintain that, that's exactly what they need to do for the rest of the quarter and the rest of the game.
So Clark misses on the three, but good work at the offensive end. Mungaka here now, looking to drive to the basket. Gets the pass off to Shervin, who struggles to get the shot away under all sorts of pressure. Now Mungaka here fires it away. Clark with the rebound again. So the Flames coming up with some offensive rebounds in the last 30 seconds to keep the play alive. Inside the final minute of the first quarter, and Heel under all sorts of pressure from Maddie Rocci. Heel driving to the basket, can't get it to fall, and the ball tapped out by Shervin.
As we're seeing mix-up defences on the ball screens by the Southside Flyers, that time they switched. Shyla Hill went straight at Abby Bishop, couldn't get the shot to drop, but they're looking to attack via her action off that mid-ball screen action.
So no possibilities of a 2-for-1 now for the Flyers. As Rocci, pass comes away to Pooch, looks to drive to the basket, up and can't get it to fall. Clark comes down with a rebound for the Flames. So Mungaka here now. The Flames can set for the last shot of the quarter as the shot clock and the game clock start to wind down. Mungaka here looks to drive to the basket. Pooch gets a block on it, and with 1.6 seconds left in the quarter, the Flyers will have one last possession.
Huge block by Pooch then down the stretch in this one. It's all tied up at 16 and she comes up with a block like that.
So quarter time, and the game got going in the back end of that first quarter. The Flames, trailing by 9 at one stage, have levelled things up at 16 apiece at quarter time. So a good fight back from the Flames. And it's that aggressive defence which allowed them to get back in at the offensive end.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think off the back of Manka Kahia, she's really stepped up today. I think she's been impressive. Defensive pressure, trying to get on the rim. Both she and Shyla Hill really attacking off that high ball screen, and Horn's action has been impressive for them. This is a tight ball game. I think we're going to see more of the same in the second quarter. Some little momentum shifts, but the pressure defence from both teams has certainly wreaked havoc.
So for the Flames, Mangakar here and Willoughby with 6 points apiece. Hill with 4. And Mangakar here 3 rebounds and 2 steals to go along with the 6 points. So having a really strong game for the Flames to start with. But it's been that aggressive defence that she's played which has allowed some of her offensive opportunities to come along.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what sort of took some pressure off for the Sydney Flames. They got out in the lanes, created a couple of steals and easy fast break points to sort of take the shackles off of trying to have to make shots from the perimeters. We see on the flip side the stats there for the Southside Flyer. Beck Cole with 6. She's been impressive on the break. Spreader scorers for them. Thornton with that 3-bomb early. As we said earlier, Lauren Jackson's out of this one with the gastro. Abby Bishop has stepped into the starting lineup for the Southside Flyers. That's an adjustment for them, having a different starting group than they've had so far to date. But this is a hell of a ball game.
And just as from a coaching perspective, how hard is it when you've got a player like Lauren Jackson or any of your starting 5 pull out late, and then you've got to have that quick sort of reshuffle?
Yeah, look, it's one of the challenges of coaching and any sport really, but certainly in basketball when it's a starter out. But veteran player like Abby Bishop, she's started on many teams she's played for. She's a former Olympian. She's played as a pro overseas. She's conditioned to play as a starter or come off the bench. So I think particularly for a team like the Southside Flyers, they're a veteran team. Even their younger players are veteran. If you talk about Maddie Rocci in her mid-20s, she's been in the league for 5 or 6 years, so they know how to adjust. As we see, Rocci down the lane, didn't get a foul call, hits the deck.
And so Willoughby now looking to drive back the other way for the Flames, can't get it, runs around the rim and then stays out. Thornton comes down with the rebound for the Flyers. Now they'll look to drive to the basket through Blitzarv. She can't get it to fall, but Bishop comes up with the rebound. Rocci now, top of the key, and the foul will be called on Shyla Hill.
Just her second.
So the Flyers will retain possession of the ball, and Hill will probably have to take a seat. And Mangakar here back onto the floor for the Flames. So the Flyers to inbound, retaining possession. Again, Bishop has it, looking for Rocci. Aggressive D from the Flames. Loose carry. Rocci gets the ball back, drives to the basket again. A little heavy on the shot, and Mangakar here comes down with a rebound for the Flames. Looking to penetrate inside. Shervin, Willoughby, Froling. Because of foul trouble, didn't see too much action in the first quarter. Now Keely Froling, nice left-handed move from her. Gets the basket to fall, and the Flames are in front.
Great finish, Keely Froling. Felt Bishop on her back, backed it down, little left-hand scoop. Excellent finish, just what the Sydney Flames need from Keely Froling.
So Pooch now, Bishop, Rocci. Goes back inside to Bishop, backs away into the basket against Shervin. Nice D from her. But the Flyers, through Blitzarves, come down with the rebound. So another opportunity for the Flyers. Rocci fires for 2 and hits. So we're all locked up once again.
Southside Flyers executing very well then. A little inside-outside action. Maddie Rocci just hits that little short corner 2. Nice controlled tempo here by Mangakahia just to set it up. Mid-ball screen action for Willoughby. Bishop unlucking it. Oh, big hit to Willoughby.
And Shervin up, gets the shot. Basket will count, and she will go to the line to shoot the bonus. So Real, again, the Flames with this aggressive sort of play out on the floor, and it's paying some dividends for them at the moment.
Yeah, look, they're really attacking off that mid-ball screen. Interesting, I thought Bishop got away with a no-foul call then, and then a hard hit for Shervin inside. Let's see if she can make these two, but certainly the mid-ball screen is wreaking havoc for the Southside Flyers at the moment. Sydney finding a way to get themselves in the lane, find shots, draw fouls.
So Hannah Shervin can't hit the bonus, and Bishop comes up with the rebound for the Flyers. Now that ball movement up the floor, Cole. Bishop goes inside, Thornton. Nice work from her and gets the 2 to fall.
Wow, she's tough. Gets a deep seal, easy little turnaround with her great length. Finds a great finish for Southside. Manga Kahia, full of energy, pushing tempo, getting it on the floor, but unfortunately here an over and back for the Sydney Flames, and they lose possession. All tied up with 7:43 to play in this second quarter.
So the Flyers will have possession. Manga Kahia coming out for a spell, and Heel back onto the floor for the Flames. Cole looking for options. Goes inside to Bishop. Gets around Shervin. Kicks it out. Blitzarves fires for 3. Can't get it to fall. Good rebound from Bishop. Thornton. Inside, Blitzarves.
Backing down Froling, great little hedge help there from Shyla Hill from the perimeter to make Blitzarve pass that ball out as Thornton launches the 3, but not to be.
And Bishop can't reel in the rebound, and it goes across the sideline, so the Flames will get possession. So a couple of good looks there for the Flyers, but just not getting anything to drop. Heel now. Under pressure again. Finds Willoughby. Pass comes inside to Shervin and will be fouled by Bishop. So second team foul for the quarter on the Flyers.
The Southside Flyers shooting 1 of 6 at 16% from the 3-point line. That's certainly not helping the fighting period poverty round and the donations of $50 for every 3-pointer made.
So Froling backs away in towards the basket. Little turnaround right hook shot. Gets it to fall, so the Flames just edge their way back in front once again.
Keely Froling putting on a low post clinic right now, just backing down a defender, feeling which shoulder they're playing on and finding a way to execute and finish. Excellent one-on-one low post play.
So offensive foul called on Blitzarves. And the Flames will get possession. Third team foul on the Flyers. And this could be the sort of thing that could hurt them in the back end of the game. They had 6 or 7 team fouls in that first quarter, already 3 in the second quarter.
Yeah, it can creep up on you and bite you.
Froling it'll be to inbound.
Let's see what the Flames have got here. Maybe go to that well until that well runs dry. Keely Froling shown she can execute one-on-one, back at a man down. That or some mid-ball screen has been super effective for this Sydney Flames team.
So Heel finds Shervin, back to Heel.
Mid-ball screen again for Hill, spits it out to Panousis, who puts it on the deck against Cole.
Panousis does well. Willoughby, nice pass, Panousis, great finish from Willoughby, and the Flames are out by 4. Thornton now for the Flyers. The Flames have certainly come to play tonight. Inside pass, and Blitzarves can't reel in. And so another turnover against the Flyers. And the Flames with an opportunity to extend the margin a little further.
We see Abby Bishop take a break. Carly Ernst in for her. Extended pressure on the guards by the Southside Flyers. We see Mon Conti back with the back in the WNBL after a stint at AFLW with the Richmond team.
Panousis goes inside to Froling. Gets that little left hook. Shot can't. Blitzarves comes down, and now Panousis almost gets the ball back for the Flames. And Rochi. Shot comes. And the Flyers get a badly needed basket from their perspective. And Heel now to settle things down for the Flames. 2-point margin in favour of the visitors. Willoughby Fires for three and hits it. Jocelyn Willoughby hits the three and the Flames are out by 5.
Tough shot. She is a star.
Thornton now. Cole. Conti.
Wow.
Lovely pass to Ernst, who drives to the basket. Left-hand layup from her. That was very creative from the Flyers and looked good.
Well executed ball screen action. Hit the roller. Ernst with the finish, using her length to get on the rim with that little finger roll. As we see more ball screen action. Frolling down low. Can't get it as the shot flies from Panousis from the three-point line.
So pass from Conti. Finds Blitzarves. Finds Thornton under the basket. Lovely work from her, and I think Shane Heal might want to just talk things over and calls the timeout. So back to a 1-point margin midway through this first half.
Southside Flyers look good when they can get out on the break, when they force something from their own defence, get out on the break, they look impressive.
So proudly Australian, Cygnett is powering the WNBL with its extensive range of charging products, including power banks for your phone. Thanks to Cygnett, your favourite players will stay charged this season on and off the court. Power your life with Cygnett. Visit cygnett.com. So, Kerry, it's a game that both now the Flyers and the Flames have had little runs where they've got out to that 6 or 7 point lead, but as soon as they've done so, the other team's been able to find something and close the gap, and it's been that sort of, it's almost a bit like a chess game. One team sort of edges ahead, then the other one gets back into it.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of this game. And I think in particular this one, the teams are finding counters. You know, we saw a couple of times there, Keely Frolling going one-on-one down low. Third time she goes to it, Blitzarves finds a way to block that shot and says, no more of that one-on-one against me. You know, come down the other end, and Southside Flyers push tempo, come up with nice little mid-range shots. We saw a great execution on the ball screen then between Mon Conti in her first WNBL game back after a season in the AFLW again. Great to see her back in this league with the Southside Flyers. So this is everything we want in a basketball game. Momentum swings, physicality, variations in the way teams are scoring. It's a ball game.
Willoughby now for the Flames. Looking to drive to the basket, but again Ernst. Panousis thought about the three. Back to Willoughby. Willoughby driving to the basket, kicks it out.
Kira Rowe launches the three.
Yep, can't get it to fall, and Frolling knocks the ball out of play. So the Flyers will have possession of it. Nice move from Willoughby, just couldn't finish it off.
Yeah, she's a legitimate star in this league. One of the many imports in the WNBL this season that out of the WNBA that are superior talented athletes. Little step back from Sarah Blitzarves, drains it.
So Blitzarves gets the basket, and the Flyers now back in front by a point as we close in on half time. Mungakar here. Pass away, finds Rowe. Panousis. Willoughby. Guarded by Thornton. Finds Frolling. And as she goes to drive to the basket, will be fouled by Blitzarves. So fourth team foul on the Flyers. One more and they're into the penalty.
Subs for both teams. Shyla Hill checking back in for Panousis. Maddie Rocci back into the ball game for the Southside Flyers. The depth of this Southside Flyers team to come one after the other in all positions. They can rotate through that point guard and two guard spot. Rotations with the big, although down one rotation tonight, as we mentioned earlier, with the great Lauren Jackson not playing tonight, as Keely Frolling launches a three from the top.
And good work from Rowe to keep the play alive. Mungakar here comes up with a rebound, but put that down to Rowe. Mungakar here now. Finds Heel, fires for three. Can't get it to fall. Rebound taken by Frolling and finally gets it up and in. So the Flames back in front, and Mungakar here, this aggressive defence, almost forces a turnover. Rocci now for the Flyers. Ernst fires for three, can't get it to drop. And Mungakar here comes up with the ball for the Flames. Under pressure from Rocci. Pass inside to Frolling, who is going to be fouled by Ernst. And Frolling will go to the line to shoot two.
Wow, she's been impressive. Keely Frolling, you know, a little bit of early foul trouble in that first quarter. Got two quick ones, but found her rhythm now. finding a way to seal inside. You know, she's an undersized foreman, but she does exceptionally well. Great use of her body, tough and physical on the glass, and she's shooting the free throw exceptionally well at 92% on the season, coming into this game, 12 of 13.
Let's go courtside, and Rachel Antonio do. What happened in that last timeout?
Thanks, Richard. I was just listening in on the Sydney Flames timeout, and Shane Hill had called it to make sure we could stop a momentum for the Flyers, and made it very clear and was very calm in his messaging that the Flames just need to get through their stuff, move the ball, and find the gaps offensively. Defensively, if they stop transition, they're in a really good place. He was pretty happy, but he just wanted to stop the momentum as they got on a nice little run.
So Cole, turnaround jumper from her, can't get it to fall, and the ball, good work from Bishop there, good contest against Froling, and the Flyers will retain possession. There've been some really good, strong battles under the basket by a number of these players. No one's getting an easy rebound.
No, the physicality's been exceptional.
And good play from Mungaka here again. Gets a hand on the inbounds pass. Now Froling.
Boy, she's led the way defensively for this Sydney Flames team tonight. Tiana Mangakahia.
Ball comes away now to Heel. Froling sets the screen.
Wow.
Heel drives through it. Little running floater from her. Can't get it to fall. And Ernst eventually comes up with the ball for the Flyers.
Classy play on the mid-ball screen then by Shyla Hill. Splits that long show, almost trapped right down the guts. Unlucky not to be able to finish that floater, but wow.
So they've called an offensive foul on Abby Bishop. And the Flames will get possession of the ball back. And an opportunity just to build on this little lead that they do have as we close in on half-time.
That looks like Bishop's third personal foul. Be interested to see if Coach Cheryl Chambers leaves her on the floor. Veteran players often can play safe in foul trouble, but the way this one's being called and the physicality, who knows?
Heel gets the pass from Mungaka here. Shervin looking for Willoughby inside. Back to Mungaka here. Pull up jumper, can't get it to fall. Shervin and Ernst battle for the rebound, and Ernst comes down with it. Opportunity for the Flyers to close the gap. Ball goes inside. Kicks it back out. Cole will look to have been fouled driving to the basket, and it has been called. Might have been a late whistle, but she will go to the line to shoot two.
Fortunately for the Sydney Flames, only Willoughby's first personal foul, so they can breathe easy on that one. You can see there they're playing collapsing defence. Whenever the ball goes into the post deep, they're flooding the keyway, making the Southside bigs pitch the ball back outside. That they feel like they can guard them from the perimeter at the moment. As we see Beck Cole on the line, pulls that one short. Lots of shots being short tonight. We see the Sydney Flames with all their penetration from their guards, putting the ball on the front of the rim. We see it from Cole there. Makes the adjustment, back iron for the finish on that free throw from Beck Cole.
So Hill with it now for the Flames. Again, some pressure down the floor by the Flyers. Shervin. Willoughby made a nice cut inside, but they just couldn't find her. Now it comes to Willoughby. Drives against Ernst. Inside to Rowe. Has the ball batted away. And the Flyers come up with it. Bishop.
Dangerous on the break of the Southside Flyers.
Rocci.
Tarocci. Sister-in-laws.
Amy Rocci has it now for the Flyers. Pulls it back out.
Bishop has the mismatch, but they've switched out Kira Rowe onto Bishop. Spits it back out to Maddie Rocci. Launches the three and swish!
So Maddie Rocci hits the three. Heel now with it for the Flames. So the Flyers back in front by a point. And Heel driving to the basket. Thought she was fouled. Doesn't get the call. Oh, Willoughby does well. Turns it over. Can't get the basket to drop. So an opportunity. There's certainly time for 2-for-1 play for the Flyers. Bishop fires for three. Can't get it to fall. Mungaka here comes up with the rebound for the Flames. They'll settle things down. Willoughby, long way from the basket.
Still a 2-for-1 opportunity here. There's a differential of 7 seconds between the game clock and the shot clock. Offensive foul.
So Shervin will be called for the offensive foul on Beck Cole. And the Flyers, well, they'll have the last opportunity of the first half.
Shervin's second personal foul.
And timeout call by Shane Heal. And I just want to talk things over with 16 seconds left to go in this first half.
Yeah, look, Coach Shane Hill will be happy with their performance today. They've executed their offense well. Their pressure defence has been excellent, particularly by packing in on the bigs when the ball goes inside and making the Southside Flyers spit the ball back out. This is a hell of a contest. We're seeing momentum swings. It's exceptionally physical. Some great defensive performances at both ends.
And it's a bit probably unusual from what we've seen from a number of the games so far this season. We've seen a lot of high-scoring matches. And this one, well, both teams very low 30s as we approach half-time. So it's been that real defensive struggle battle. But it's not the case. You couldn't say it's a game where teams are just putting up shots and missing left, right and centre. It's been the tough defence of both teams that's kept this competition close.
Yeah, absolutely. Physical, the referees are calling a lot. It's so physical. They're making a lot of calls. But similarly, there's a lot of times when the whistle isn't going and you're getting a physical hit. The challenge for both teams is can they finish against that physicality and the foul count. Can they make and ones? Can they finish at the free throw line when they're getting to the line?
So the Flyers should have the last opportunity of the first half. And Cole, it will be to inbound to Matty Rocci again. Mungaka here. That pressure up the floor. The Flames do have one foul left to give. Still with Matty Rocci. Working the game clock and the shot clock down. Rocci. Thornton fires for three from deep and hits it. And Kayla Thornton, Mungaka here, fires it up from half court. Won't get there. And at half time, what's been an engrossing battle in this first half. And it's the Flyers who will lead by 3 as they head to the break, but carry a real tough game. Both these teams just giving it their all.
Yeah, what a contest we've got here. And look, big players making big shots at critical moments in the game. Thornton strokes that 3 with a couple of seconds to go to get it into half-time to keep this game as a nail-biter.
Let's go courtside. Rachel Antonio do.
Thanks, Richard. I'm here with Keely Frawling. Keely, it is a physical game and there is lots of fouls called, but you guys are pretty much neck and neck with the Flyers. How do you plan on making that adjustment to the fouls and the physicality in the second half?
Yeah, obviously it wasn't the way we wanted to start, so we had to grind it back a little bit, but I think we did that through playing really hard defence, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to make it a grind for the rest of the game, and we just have to adjust to the calls.
Yeah, and last one before I let you go, you guys are obviously chasing that win. How's it feeling out there with ball movement and just getting through your stuff?
Yeah, it's feeling good. Obviously we had a little bit of time off, a little bit of time to work on some stuff, so we're feeling good, and it was almost tied up there, so we're happy with that.
Awesome. Good luck for the second half, and we'll see you later. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Rachel. And Carrie, just before we head to a break, have we got some stats there at half time?
Yeah, look, I think it's, this one's a tussle, but certainly for the Southside, as spreader scorers, Thornton's been a highlight for them. Beck Cole with 7, Thornton with 10, Rocci with 8. It's been a spread for them, which this team does. They have 4 or 5 players in double digits on average. We see there the stat line for the Sydney Flames. Willoughby on fire with 11 points. Keely Froling, boy, she was impressive with 8. Only 1 rebound, which is unusual. Manga here, what a highlight she's been. 6 points and 6 boards in their guard position, but her pressure defence has really been the difference maker for them, I think. Shiley Hill struggling to hit, but had some great looks on the rim at 1 and 7. But Sydney Flames are certainly in this contest. This one's going to go down to the wire, I think.
And for the Flyers, as we mentioned, Kayla Thornton with 10 points at halftime, Matty Rocci with 8, and also a couple of assists. Beck Cole with 7, and Ernst, big 3-pointer just before. She has the 5 points. So a real tight battle here in this Thursday night. Watching the game, the Cygnett WNBL on 9 now. And we're going to take a short break and be back very soon with all the second half action. Half time in Melbourne, the Flyers 34 lead the Flames 31.
WNBL season yet, and superstar Lauren Jackson returns. Turn it up. Don't miss a block, basket, or game winner.
Southside steal the win.
WNBL, live on 9 Now.
Taylor's got it now. A little pop over the top for Jackson. Jackson in the post. Working now against McSpadden. And it goes. Flashbacks to the bronze medal game. Here's Jackson inside again. LJ getting busy in the second term. Jackson for three. Yes, sir.
Pushing the wing, she tries her luck from three. That one's short. Davison, big offensive rebound. And the bucket. First quarter. Taylor George putting her input on the game as the Boomers run and find Penina Davison. She'll pass it up to 3-5 on the shot clock. Davison needs to go to work. Up and unders in, big bucket, Penina Davison.
Here. Ryan does well to retain possession. Oh, great work from Robbie Ryan. Now Whitcomb. Inside pass under the basket and the Lynx.
Very hustle for both teams. Just came off to perfect.
Wraparound pass, Nicholson, quick ball movement, Reed receives, back to Nicholson, off the glass. Subs runs into some trouble and the pocket is picked by Nicholson.
That's great defense from Lauren Nicholson, Lauren Nicholson, excuse me. Oh, then an awesome three, there you go, that's it.
Drive into the basket, kicks it outside and the three from Mansfield. Comes down with the ball now, Mansfield, feeling it from outside, Mansfield! And coming down with those rebounds, Mansfield. Fires for three and hits it, Lauren Mansfield. Pass inside to Munro. Mansfield fires for three and hits it.
Getting really loud as Lauren Mansfield about to shoot another three-point shot.
Prepare your taste buds.
Feeling hungry?
Famished.
For 6 delicious nights on 9.
Yeah, to replicate the snap.
Australia's best chefs. Head-to-head, recreating our most iconic snacks.
I think I stuffed this up. Get it together. I know you've got this.
It looks like salt and pepper calamari.
New Snack Masters starts Sunday at 7 on 9.
No, they don't teach MPI schools how to get the money shot.
They're undercover.
What are you doing?
That is how you get the money shot.
Cracking cases.
Nothing says I'm stalking you like a hidden camera.
The old-fashioned way. Jason Priestley.
Are you nuts?
It's a rental.
Private Eyes. Stream complete seasons on 9 Now.
You ever get that feeling that one choice could change your whole life?
What if you chose passion?
And what is it that you want to do?
I'm going to be the next Billy Joel. Guy can dream, right?
What if you chose family?
You saved a man's life.
Your dad would be proud of you.
What if you chose love?
Can you believe we made him?
At least we did one thing right.
It's only natural to wonder what if.
Ordinary Joe. Stream every episode on 9 Now.
I have a family that I have to get back to.
The wait
Gavin.
is over.
And I know that's something that you understand.
Welcome home.
We're being hunted.
No!
More sinkholes are coming.
How deep
Let's go!
does the mystery go?
You are never going to believe what happened.
La Brea Season 2. Stream the latest episodes on 9 Now.
First online platform for women in basketball. From live mentoring sessions to panel sessions, exclusive interviews with the biggest names in the sport, education and upskilling courses.
Do not underestimate the power of a good blind. Take this exhausted couch. Now it stands before you. Magnifique. Even this cocktail of dead skin is gracefully waltzing. Da 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 da. DIY blinds. Change the ugly.
They donated toxic land to a school. Someone put it there, deliberately.
You said this case was unwinnable.
Don't make this personal. It's already personal. Dad, what happened here? There's something you're not telling me.
Burden of Truth. Stream complete seasons on 9 Now.
Australia's superfish take on the world, going for gold in Melbourne. 180 countries over 6 days in one of world swimming's most prestigious events, the 16th FIBA World Swimming Champs. Live and free on 9 and 9 Now.
Fighting. Period. Poverty.
1 in 5 Australian women are forced to improvise on period products.
Around 50% admitted to wearing a sanitary product for more than 4 hours because they didn't have enough to get by.
No person should ever go without these essentials.
Access to period products are a right, not a privilege.
This experience is more common than we think, but not spoken about enough.
We menstruate. Get over it.
This season, we're supporting the charity Share the Dignity with their mission to end the stigma around periods and period poverty in Australia.
Visit the WNBL website for more.
And together, let's fight period poverty.
We are here courtside at the WNBL and I am standing right next to Rochelle from Share the Dignity. Now, this is an exciting time for the WNBL. What does this round mean to you?
Yeah, this is incredible to have the women supporting us and to be having conversations around periods when there's been so much shame and stigma around menstruation for such a long time. So whilst it's great to have them talking about it, just amplifying their voices to eradicate period poverty in Australia will get us one step closer.
Absolutely. It was great to see so many of our WNBL athletes involved in the campaign, and I'm standing next to Michael from Cygnett, who has something very exciting in front of me. Do you want to tell us all what it is?
Absolutely. Cygnett is thrilled to donate $5,000 to Share the Dignity. But the donations don't stop there. For the rest of the entire round, every successful three-pointer, we're going to donate $50 for every three-pointer successfully scored for the whole round.
Amazing. And what does that money mean to Share the Dignity?
Yeah, it means that we'll be able to buy another vending machine and put that into a community centre or somewhere where women and girls can have access to the very basic of essentials. And that's what's important.
Amazing. This is such an important round for the WNBL and will hopefully make a positive impact on women's lives all around Australia. If you haven't yet, you can grab your t-shirt, you can donate to a Share the Dignity box at your local Woolworths, and hopefully with the help of Cygnett and you guys at the WNBL, we will see a vending machine around Australia sometime soon. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks very much, Rachel, and Carrie, a great initiative from the WNBL.
Yeah, that it is, and let's see if both of these teams can get hot from the three-point line so that we can get more money donated for the Fighting Period Poverty round as we see this second half now started and Keely Froling on the free throw line continuing her great form to complete that three-point play for the Sydney Flames.
So a great start for the Flames, and again they continue with this pressure up the floor through Heel and Mungakahia. Slips the pass away to Thornton, and so the Flyers now through Rochi, Bishop. Cole moving the ball around the top of the key. Litzarves. Shot clock winding down. Under 5 seconds. Rochi might just need to throw it up. Pass comes away. Thornton for a long-range three. Can't get it to fall. But it's a shot clock violation. So again, great D by the Flames.
Yeah, the pressure defence from both teams has been superb. Yeah, we've talked about it. This is a defensive grind. Both teams, as you say, early, high-scoring games previously in the last few rounds. Teams scoring 80, 90, 100 points. Right now we're looking down the barrel of a mid-60s game, and this is physical as we see the ball go inside off the ball screen and the roll down to Shervin from Willoughby.
So that was lovely play from the Flames, and now a good fast-paced transition offense there from the Flyers, but the pass just goes astray. So another opportunity for the Flames, and that was a great bit of work before. Shervin just found herself free and gets the basket. So the Flames out by 2, and Heel has the ball, almost knocked away by Rochi. And again, just both teams, it's real pressure up the floor and teams struggling to break free the shackles at times.
Yeah, the guard pressure's been exceptional. Mangaka here for the Sydney Flames, Beck Cole and Matty Rochi for the Southside Flyers. Excellent pressure defenders.
So Heel finds Shervin, back to Heel. Under all sorts of pressure from Rochi now. Bishop, and Heel drives to the basket. Just a little strong with a shot. Can't get it to fall, but will do enough. Go to the line to shoot 2, and already a minute and a half play to the third quarter and 2 team fouls on the Flyers. They continue to mount.
Yeah, more of the same. That no one's in absolute foul trouble yet. Blitzarves, having said that, it's got 3. Other than that, a lot of the players are all carrying 2 free throws. But great job by Shyla Hill then to find the body of Abby Bishop, see if she can convert from the free throw line, and that she certainly can.
So Hill hits the first. And makes the second. So the Flames out by 4. Early stages of the third quarter. And Mungaka here again, trying to get a steal. Already has 2 for the game. Cole finds Rochi. Fires for 3 and hits it. So every time they need a basket, the Flyers, just with this potent offensive threat, can seem to be able to find it. Froling under pressure from Blitzarves. Hands off to Heel.
Cole, great pressure defence on Shyla Hill as Keely Froling says, I want to donate some money. Strokes the 3.
So Keely Froling having another strong game for the Flames tonight. Showing she can do it from outside.
There's now Thornton. From Thornton takes on Willoughby. Nice little turnaround. Can't get it to drop.
So Mungaka here up the floor now for the Flames is fouled by Rochi. And that just seemed to be a little bit of a frustration foul from Matty Rochi on that occasion.
Yeah, interestingly too, both teams are playing physical. That's clearly been the focus from both coaches is pressure defence. But at some point you've got to balance that between getting hands in, closing your space too tight and not actually give up fouls.
Froling eventually gets it into Heel. Shervin. Back to Heel. Pull-up jumper from Shyla Hill. Can't get it to fall, but Shervin, great work with the offensive board. Now Mungaka here, driving to the basket. Kicks it out to Shervin, who hits it.
Swish.
And the Flames are out by 6. Rochi now, driving up the floor. Bishop. Cole. Back to Matty Rochi. Pull-up jumper and hits it. So Rochi, 5 points in succession for the Flyers.
Gives a little shot fake, gets Mangaka here in the air, then gives herself an easy little one-bounce pull-up jump shot. Nails it. So we see some handoff action at the top for Willoughby. Steps through Bishop, draws the foul, and will take herself to the free throw line.
So they just keep going back to the well. It's working for them. Being aggressive, driving to the basket. Now 14 fouls already on the Flyers.
Yeah, it's clearly been one of their strategies for this game. Put the ball on the floor. Can we get inside? Willoughby, we know, is star talent. She's out of the WNBA, plays for the New York Liberty, coached by Opal's coach Sandy Brondello. She's an excellent free throw shooter. You see her hit the back of the net on that one, but she's a talent. Hard to defend off that handoff action. Hard to defend off mid-ball screens.
So, from a Flames perspective, to have it as sort of a grind rather than get into a run and gun type shootout affair, that would have been the game plan going in.
Yeah, look, I think so. I mean, you know, they've been hurt. When Southside get out and run, they were damaging. They had that momentum lead in the first quarter by getting transition buckets, but the Flames have done a super job to arrest that. As we see, then we see them push tempo, and Cole strokes the three from the corner, another $50.
And that's the danger of putting that pressure up the floor, that if they can get the quick pass away and leave someone open. And Panousis can't handle it. Good play from Conti.
Again, the pressure from the guards. Every guard on the floor, both teams are playing extreme ball pressure.
So Cole it will be to inbound the ball for the Flyers. Pass. Blitzarves. Back to Cole. Back to Conti. Now Bet Cole. And Heel gets a hand in there and thought she'd done enough to force a turnover, but got the last touch. So the Flyers retain possession. 7 left on the shot clock.
Again, the hand pressure from the guard. Shyla Heel that time gets her hands in, almost shakes it loose.
Cole. Shot clock winding down, drives to the basket, can't get it to fall, batted back. Rochi. Thornton for three, in it goes, and we're all locked up.
Rattles it in for $50.
So again, it's that situation. The Flames got out by 6, and all of a sudden the Flyers have levelled things up. So no one's able to get that run and keep that momentum going.
Yeah, that's what great ball games are all about. That can you halt momentum? Can you swing momentum? And both teams are finding ways. Willoughby on the deck with a little scoop, can't make it drop.
And Froling got the last touch, so the Flyers will get possession. Nice move from Willoughby, but again, the second occasion tonight she's managed to slice her way through and just can't finish it off. Rochi now. Cole. Blitzarves driving to the basket and will be fouled by Rowe. So 2 shots to come for the Flyers.
Subs in. Mangakahia, who's really set a light defensively in this game for the Sydney Flames, back in as we see Willoughby take a well-deserved rest.
Sarah Blitzarves goes to the line.
73% for free throw career shooter.
Makes the first.
Good stat line this season so far, averaging 11 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, as we see her swish the second of those free throws.
So 8 straight points to the Flyers, and they're in front by a couple. Heel. Panousis. Finds Froling. Back to Heel. Shot clock starting to wind down. Now Rowe drives to the basket. Off balance with the shot. And the Flames will get the ball back with 14 on the shot clock. Midway through the third quarter. The Flyers leading by a basket. And good work at the offensive end by the Flames to force the Flyers to knock the ball out of play. Mangakahia gets it back to Heel. Heel now looks to drive to the basket. Can't get it to fall. Rowe can't get the rebound. Blitzarves comes up with it for the Flyers. Now they're off and running. And off the foot of Panousis. So the Flyers will retain possession. And it's a totally different game. As soon as the Flyers get that opportunity to get it down the court quickly, they look a much better team.
They do. They like to get out and run. They've got people that can fill the lanes. They've got people that can get on the rim. But certainly the Sydney Flames doing a better job with their defensive transition, matching up a bit quicker. Nothing easy for the Flyers on the break at this point in time.
Thornton looking to drive away into the basket. Plenty of pressure now. Pull-up shot from her. Can't get it to fall. But Blitzarves comes up with a loose ball. Kicks it back to Conti. Goes inside, and there'll be a foul called, I think, on Mangakahia for a hold. Second team foul on the Flames for the quarter.
Yeah, the Sydney Flames, if they're getting caught in any mismatches, they're flooding people to any of that interior passing. It's been effective for them. What a ball game we've got here. 2-point ball game midway through the third quarter from the State Basketball Centre in Melbourne.
So inside to Thornton. Oh, that's nice play from the Flyers. And Shane Heel wants to talk things over. 10 straight points to the Flyers. And they've pushed the margin out to 4 points.
They have. He won't be happy with that defence on the base out of bounds. They're too easy for Thornton to get an easy shot on the rim.
DIY Blinds, Australian-made window furnishings that are designer quality at the best prices. Order your free samples today at DIYblinds.com.au. So the Flyers, 10 straight points as we said, Carrie, so they've turned a 6-point deficit into a 4-point lead, and that last basket just showed a complete, well, almost lack of awareness defensively from the Flames as Thornton got herself free under the basket.
Yeah, you suggest maybe not ready early, or maybe not communication on how they were going to negotiate those screens. Coach Shane here won't be happy with that, but he's still overall got to be happy with his team's performance today. Like I say, big momentum swing then with that 10-point run, scoring run by the Southside Flyers. Clearly he's called the timeout off the back of that, but let's see what they can do coming out of this timeout.
So it'll be a Flames ball. And from their perspective, they really need a basket here just to settle things down and stay in touch. Rowe, it will be to inbound the ball for the Flames. Heel under all sorts of pressure from Amy Rochi. Finds Mungakahia, who is fouled by Conti. And Mungakahia will go to the line to shoot 2. 15 foul on the Flyers for the quarter. And the Flames, well, look at an opportunity to get some cheap points for the rest of the quarter if they can force a few more fouls.
Yeah, and they've been shooting the ball, both teams shooting the ball exceptionally well from the free throw line, but the Flames in particular, 15 of 16 from the free throw line for 93%. That's certainly been an advantage for them. Easy. They've got people that can shoot the free throw exceptionally well. Done a great job to get this Southside Flyers team in foul trouble early in each of the quarters as Mungakahia sinks the second of 2.
So the margin closes to within 2. And the Flyers have it. Blitzarves. Pass goes inside and Thornton just wriggles free once again.
Wow, the veteran savvy then just hooked back, sealed Keely Froling deep on the rim and allowed her to use her length and get a nice little 2-foot finish. Classy from the WNBA veteran.
So Heel inside to Froling. Ball knocked away by Thornton. And so the Flames will retain possession. 7 left on the shot clock. So good contest this evening. You're watching the Cygnett WNBL on 9 now. Richard Swenson and Carrie Graff with you in commentary as the ball inbounds to Froling. Good hands there though from the Flyers, and they come up with it through Amy Rochi, who drives to the basket. Pass underneath and make it 12 points straight now to the Flyers. And the Flames need to hit back with a basket. Heel. Inside to Rowe. Nice move from her. Great pass from Heel. Good finish from Rowe.
They needed that from Rowe just to hold this momentum a little bit. Excellent finish on the inside then. Under pressure from Rowe.
Willoughby about to check back in for the Flames. Thornton. Conti. Blitzarves. Shot from her. Can't get it for Mungakahia. Strong rebound. Still with Mungakahia. Pull-up jumper from her, hits it. We're back to a 2-point margin.
Wow, breakout game for her so far this season. Mungakahia, we're seeing her pressure defence, pushing tempo, then gets a great finish on the break.
Cole now finds Thornton. Can't get it to fall. Good work from Blitzarves underneath. She can't get the basket to fall. And Heel comes up with it for the Flames. Cole almost gave away the foul. Froling in transition, and Froling will be fouled. So she'll go to the line to shoot 2, and an opportunity for the Flames to tie things up once again.
Now we're seeing the tempo pushback coming from the Sydney Flames. Can they shake it loose, push tempo, getting themselves to the free throw line now? We know they can shoot it well, and they're shooting it over 90% today. So great strategy from them, trying to feed off their defence, get to the rim at the other end and get themselves to the free throw line.
Well, as soon as the Flames ramp up that defensive intensity, they look a whole different side.
Yeah, they do. They've been, that's certainly been classy for them today.
So Froling will go to the line to shoot 2. and makes the first. So things tighten up once again. Hits the second, so now 6 straight points to the Flames, and they've levelled things up.
It's money for Keely Froling from the free throw line, plus 90% free throw shooter so far on the season, and continuing that tonight. Hasn't missed one, 100%.
So Amy Rochi. Pooch looking to drive to the basket. Nice move, strong move from her. So the Flyers out by 2. Just over 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Game's just opened up a little bit in this third period. Willoughby hits it. And once again, we're all locked up.
Great poise, Willoughby. She just shaked and baked, took her time, great composure, found herself an easy pull-up jumper.
And Munga Kahia forces the jump ball. Possession remains with the Flyers. But just again, really tenacious with the defence this evening.
Yeah, she's had huge impact. Pressure D, but she's got 10 points to go with it.
So the Flyers, it'll be to inbound. Pooch. Blitzarves driving on Froling. Comes up with the offensive rebound. Still can't get it to fall, and Shervin defensively comes up with the board for the Flames. Munga Kahia, Willoughby. Froling takes a tumble. Still with Willoughby. Driving to the basket. And the foul will be called on Pooch. And Shervin, it will be, that will go to the line to shoot 2.
The pressure D continues to be, advantageous for both teams. We see real advantage now for the Sydney Flames with the Southside Flyers in foul trouble. Shervin, young import here, came to the Sydney Flames to come off the bench and develop and grow a game. She's been, thrown into the starting lineup with the departure of Kalani Purcell. It was a big loss for the Sydney Flames, who's, fortunately for her, pregnant. Not so fortunate for the Sydney Flames to lose a player of her talent, but as we see Shervin, free throw shooting not her biggest strength, but she finishes with that second one.
So makes them both, the Flames, out by 2. Maddie Rochi, Bishop. Pooch. Goes inside with the pass. Miscommunication by the Flyers on that occasion. And the Flames will come away with possession. And we might go courtside to Rachel Antoniadou.
Thanks, Richard. I was in the Flyers timeout just before, and at that point in time, Coach Cheryl Chambers was very happy with the Flyers defence, and she made it clear to keep exploiting the gaps in the Flames defence. They're moving the ball well, they're finding the open players. I think they might have got a bit ahead of themselves with a few loopy lob passes, but it looks like it's paying off for them as they're staying in the match.
So Willoughby just hits the 2-pointer. Now the Flyers come back and answer at the other end.
Wow, the quality of the shots dropping. I mean, these aren't wide open shots. These are contested shots. Blitzarves at that end. Willoughby at the other end.
So 2-point ball game. The Flames are out by 2. Froling fires for 3. In and out. Heel battles the ball and off the foot of the Flyers, and the official is going to call a jump ball. He was unsure which way it went, and the Flames will have the possession arrow. So time for them for a 2-for-1 opportunity if they want to take it. But again, just good hustle under the basket, and Shervin, the ball off the foot of the Flyers player.
Yeah, the energy and the effort and the urgency from both teams is, I mean, this feels like playoff intensity type basketball. Physical, urgent, pressure D, big contests on the rebound.
So Heel looking to go to work, fires for 3, it'll be short. And Munga Kahia is going to be called for the foul. Third team foul on the Flames for the quarter. So the Flyers, well, with 23 seconds left on the game clock, can settle for the last shot of the quarter to try and level things up or take a 1-point lead into the final term.
Shyla Hill just can't find the bottom of the net at the minute. Oh, she's got 6 points on the game. She's one of 10. Taking some good shots, just can't find the back of the net.
So the Flyers In possession, Maddie Rocci. Bishop, Pooch. Looking for Thornton inside, fumbles the ball, and Willoughby will come up with it for the Flames. Time for them to get a good shot away if they want. Willoughby drives to the basket. The block will be called on the Flyers. So Willoughby will go to the line to shoot 2 with just over 6 seconds left in the third quarter.
Big play. Willoughby she can get to the rim. She can shoot the pull-up. She can stick the 3. There smart play by her. She knows that Southside are in foul trouble. She wants to get herself close to the rim. Draws another foul, and we know she's an exceptional free throw shooter. 80% on the free throw line so far this season.
And I think they've called a technical foul as well on the Flyers. And we're just trying to pick up who it is, but is that the 5th foul called on Abby Bishop? Or is it on Maddie Rocci?
If it's Rocci, that could well be her 5th.
The official from the signal from the official was 5 fouls. And there's a technical being called as well. So Willoughby makes that. And will now go to the line and should shoot the 2 from the initial foul.
Big momentum swinging play.
So the Flames are out by 3. Willoughby up to 18 points.
Boy, she's been impressive today. Perimeter, on the rim, on the glass, defensive intensity. She's the complete package. Talking to both the coaches from the Sydney Flames, they said she's a hard worker, basketball IQ, clearly a wonderful athlete, multiple prongs to her offensive toolkit. She defends, plays both ends of the floor. They're exceptionally happy with her as their input for this year. Legitimate star out of the WNBA.
So Willoughby makes that one. Chance for the Flyers. Bishop, they're going to have to get a shot away. Cole fires for 3, but I think the buzzer's gone. And so at 3-quarter time, it will be the Sydney Flames leading 61-57 over the Southside Flyers. A terrific quarter from the Flames. They fell behind a run of 12 straight points at one stage to the Flyers, but they didn't panic. They were down by 6, and now they've gone on a run themselves to lead by 4 at 3-quarter time.
Yeah, that they have. Look, I think they've continued. Their defensive pressure has been solid again. We've talked about it all game. This is a low-scoring affair. Quality affair, having said that. The defence has just been exceptional. Both teams have put the gas on and tried to push tempo. The Sydney Flames then really took the advantage of the foul count and then put their head down, went downhill, tried to get to the rim, and have found themselves sitting here going into the fourth quarter with a 4-point lead.
Well, it's been something that's worked for them to be aggressive at both ends of the floor, and they've got them to rack up the fouls, the Flyers, and so that's enabled them to go to the free throw line. As you said, they're shooting really well from the free throw line, and that's some good, easy points for them. Yeah, absolutely. Particularly when they haven't been hitting, they're not shooting exceptionally well from the perimeter, but they know if they put their head down, they can get on the rim. As we see the highlights here. Keely Froling hitting the big 3. Munga Kahia back to Shervin. And Hannah Shervin's having a really strong game. Maddie Rocci with the answer for the Flyers. And Thornton having a terrific game for the home side. Blixarves underneath, gets the basket to drop. And then Munga Kahia returns the favour at the other end of the floor. Strong move from Pooch. And Blixarves making another basket. So it's been some really good offensive plays from both teams, but it has been a game dominated by defence. Yeah, absolutely. No, that's not going to change going into this final corner. Sydney Flames desperate for their first win of the season. They've had a tough schedule on the road, playing the top 4 teams. Players out, they're a young group, but they're right in this one, and I think they'll have confidence that they're feeding off their defence and they're getting themselves to the free throw line. Having said that, a loaded, deep team like the Southside Flyers aren't going to lie down. We know they're without superstar Lauren Jackson, who's out with gastro, thanks to one of her young sons. Maddie Rocci's in foul trouble, perhaps fouled out, we believe. This is going to go down to the wire. It's a great contest. We'll see momentum swings go both ways. See if in this quarter the Southside Flyers can stay out of foul trouble. So the Flyers will get first use of it in the last quarter. Conti Goes to Thornton. Backing away towards the basket. Kicks it out to Cole for 3 and hits it. The ideal start for the home side to start the fourth period.
Thornton just toying with the defence. Backed her man down. Dared Shiley Hill come and double her. She did that. Spits it out to Cole. Great execution against that double teaming packing defence on the low post play.
So Willoughby thought about the 3. Pass goes astray and the Flyers come up with it. Up the floor through Cole. Finds Pooch who can't control it. And the Flames will get the ball back.
Tempo push by Southside Flyers, always looking dangerous, but the Sydney Flames have done a much better job with their D-trans to get numbers coverage, find people early and be able to pack in that keyway rather than leave it open for advantages 2-on-1 or 3-on-2.
Panousis for the Flames. Finds Heel. And Heel loses it into the backcourt, so a turnover. Let's go courtside. Rachel Antonia Du.
Thanks, Richard. I had the privilege of listening to both timeouts, or both quarter time breaks, I should say. The Southside players were very animated in theirs, where it was very contrasting for the Flames. They were cool, calm and collected, and Shane Heel made it clear to just keep exploring the gaps. The penetration into the key is working really well for them, and they want to attack the bigs and pitch and pop.
So Mungaka here almost comes up with a steal for the Flames. But the Flyers will retain possession. 6 left on the shot clock. So they have to come up with something fairly quickly from the inbound pass. And again the pressure from the Flames. Cole fires it out. Pooch fires for 3. Can't get it to fall. Great work under the basket from Blixarves. And the Flyers back in front by a point. Minute and a half gone in the final period.
10 points and 8 boards for Blixarves on that play.
Willoughby looking to go to work, driving to the basket. As the ball batted away, Pooch does well, gets a hand on it. And Conti has it for the Flyers. Chance to extend the margin. Firing from long range. Blixarves hits the 3.
She is feeling it. Wow. She's playing with confidence. You know, huge confidence for her off the back of a World Cup campaign in September. She's legit. She's really stepped up here. Huge offensive play before that to get a finish. Then with the 3, as we see, wow, what a star is Thornton in this league. Shakes it loose. Fast break for Southside. Beck Cole rattles it in.
So all of a sudden the Flyers scoring points at will. They lead by 6. And the Flames have no choice but to call a timeout. And they're up and about the home side.
Yeah, this is the danger, isn't it? You know, you're at home, the crowd get on your back with a little bit of that momentum. Great momentum stopping call to call the timeout there by Coach Shane Hill. He knows that he's got to rein that in, get his team back composed, back to what they're doing, and not let Southside allow their pressure D to get on the fast break.
The Aussie Hoops program had its biggest year to date with over 42,000 participants registering to a local Aussie Hoops centre nearby. Aussie Hoops is the perfect introduction to the world of basketball for kids aged 5 to 10 years. Whether your little one is a seasoned basketball fan or simply looking to get out there and give it a go, we have no doubt they'll have an absolute ball of a time. Register now to kickstart your basketball journey. So an ideal start for the Flyers to start this final period. And the Flames just talking things over. But as we've seen so far in this game to date, even when one team has a mini run, the other team's got itself back into the game fairly quickly.
Yeah, that they have. It's been impressive. You know, it's been a seesawing affair with momentum swings both ways. You know, the challenge is on someone else's court with the crowd on their back. Can they swing it back here? Let's see what the Sydney Flames have got as we see Shyla Hill bring it up for her Sydney Flames team. An execution, perhaps it's going into Froling, perhaps it's going to Willoughby.
So Mungaka here fires for 3 and hits it. Big basket for her.
She rattles that one in. Huge shot to get them back within 3. Just what they needed out of that timeout. Stem the flow, halt the momentum.
Pooch finds Cole. Under pressure from Heel. Blixarves with the screen. Heel gets a hand in there. And still Cole. And Cole gets the basket and is fouled. That will hurt the Flames.
Tough play. I thought that was pretty good defence by the Flames. They packed in, they made it tough, but, you know, players respond. Counter-attack, as we see Cole there. That D collapsed in on her. She stayed focused and poised, found her way to the rim and found the finish. Let's see if she can convert. An excellent free throw shooter is Beck Cole. Long.
And the Flames will get possession of the ball. So the Flyers leading by 5. Still plenty of time left in this one.
Unlikely miss for Beck Cole, 85% career free throw shooter.
Cygnett WNBL coming to you this evening on 9 now.
Young Pooch has the job trying to defend Willoughby.
And Heel will be fouled. Foul called on Conti. So one team foul apiece in this fourth quarter.
Certainly different to the other 3 quarters where the foul count had been high in the first 5 minutes of each quarter. Both teams perhaps, you know, adjusting to the referees calling.
So Willoughby gets the pass away to Heel. Rose sets the screen, still with Shyla Heel. Back out to Froling, shot clock winding down. Heel will have to put it up, and she does. Can't get it to fall, and a shot clock violation against the Flames.
Again, the pressure D. Guards are playing great pressure on each other. Both teams pushing people off screens, finding it difficult to be able to utilise that ball screen action. Cheryl Chambers having a little chat to the referee there.
So now the Flames pressure up the floor. Cole receives the inbound pass. Mungakahi are almost trying to sneak around the back and grab another steal. Pass comes inside to Thornton.
Beck Cole feels she can
Conti fires for 3. Can't get it to fall. Thornton over the back. Willoughby comes up with the ball for the Flames. Does well to stay in the court as well. Heel, pass, Pooch with those long arms. Grabs the pass, fires it down the court. Back to Cole. Cole hits the basket and the Flyers are out by 7.
Beck Cole's having a ball game. She's up to 19 points, particularly in this second half as we see again the pressure defence.
And Heel will be called for the foul. Just complete miscommunication between Willoughby and Heel on that occasion. And Heel will take a seat. Panousis comes back in for the Flames.
Shyla Hill's 3rd personal foul.
And they've stepped it up a notch in this fourth quarter, the home side. Leading by 7 and an opportunity to extend the margin.
See the floor wipers making sure they got all that sweat off the floor. We don't want to see an athlete slip, particularly with the physicality and the pressure that's being applied by both teams.
Pass comes in, Bishop. Thornton. Back to Cole.
Going to the hot hand of Cole as she comes off and strokes the pull-up jumper. Wow.
21 points for her. And all of a sudden, the Flyers have broken this one open a little bit. Mungakahi goes inside to Froling. Ball on the floor. Froling does well. And they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow will go the way of the Flames. Froling having a lot to say.
Pleading with the referee for a foul there. This is a physical encounter and it's not going to stop being physical for this last 5 minutes of this game at the State Basketball Centre in Melbourne. Southside Flyers and the Sydney Flames. What a contest.
Struggling to get the ball and eventually they do. Panousis. Ball partially blocked. She thought she was fouled. Now they get the ball moving. Pass comes away. Disruption. Pooch does well, gets the rebound and is fouled. So she'll go to the line to shoot 2. And the Flyers just have all the answers at the moment.
They do. Their ability to just get out on the break when they shake something loose and push tempo. They've looked good all game in that area. as teams get tired, it's tougher to defend that. We've talked about Southside Flyers' depth. They can rotate people through. Having said that, they're without the great Lauren Jackson today. Similarly for the Sydney Flames, for them to hang around in this one, to play with the intensity they have has been impressive. Can they chip back this lead? There's still a long way to go, but have they got the legs and the energy to play this one out? Now out to an 11-point lead for the Southside Flyers.
So Pooch makes both free throws. Willoughby, and the foul will be called. Second team foul on the Flyers.
Abby Bishop's 4th personal foul. Will Coach Cheryl Chambers leave her on the floor? Will we see Ernst perhaps injected into the game?
So the Flames will have possession, but they need a basket just to get themselves back into it and get some offense going once again for them. Willoughby with the inbound pass. Munga Kahia.
Run up ball screen for Munga Kahia off Shervin with the rim roll.
Pass goes inside. Great work from Bishop. Knew where the ball was going. Got in the lane. And now Cole. Bishop.
Sydney Flames still playing with urgency at the defensive end.
And Cole thought she was fouled driving to the basket. Referee doesn't think that way.
Players always think they get fouled when they drive to the basket. Referees beg to differ on that occasion.
So the Flames need to get some points as Heel drives to the basket. Ball batted away.
It's the brick wall that is Abby Bishop.
Bishop. Pass finds Conti. And the Flyers now just happy to slow things down. Willoughby. Cole for 3 and hits it.
Beck Cole, the player of the second half with her shot making. Boy, oh boy. She enjoys that one too.
So up to 24 points for the Flyers. And they're blowing this one open midway through the final quarter. And the Flames, well, Shane Heel wants to talk things over, but they just need to find some baskets and in a hurry.
Yeah, look, perhaps they've got one more run in them, or can they just keep this margin? But look, they haven't quit defensively. They're still playing pressure. Sydney, the Southside Flyers have worked that out a little bit. They got the ball out of some trap scenarios, moved it and found open shots. But this is a pretty decent margin now for the Southside Flyers. Will they keep attacking? Will they use clock a little bit? I think Sydney Flames will have one more crack at seeing if they can reduce this deficit, continue with their pressure defence. But the depth and the quality of the depth of the scorers that Southside Flyers just stop one and someone else steps up. Thornton was on a roll. Beck Cole's now stepped up. Bishop's come up with some big defensive plays. Sarah Blitzards comes up with some back-to-back plays. They've got things coming at you from every position. Every substitution you've got someone else coming in. So it's going to be a tough one to claw back here for the Sydney Flames.
So Cole up to 24 points. Thornton with 17 for the Flyers. So the Flames, Heel back out there. But just Beck Cole, particularly in this fourth quarter, has just been outstanding.
She has. She's hit some big shots. Extended pressure again. Guards from both teams have had full court D applied to them every single play.
Well, they've got a sniff of it now, the Flyers. They don't look like they're going to let up. So Heel.
Conti doing a great job to squeeze through that ball screen.
Shervin, isolated. Finally gets the pass away to Willoughby. He'll drive to the basket. And the ball knocked away. So the Flames will retain possession, but
wow, we talk about
4.5 left on the shot clock.
Southside Flyers then as a team, swarming pressure D in the half court against this Sydney Flames team. Both teams dishing it up to each other physically with pressure D on the glass.
So the Flames it will be with possession, but starting to run out of time. Willoughby, and again this pressure, struggling to get the ball back into play. Munga Kahia will look to drive to the basket. Lovely move from her. Left-handed layup. So it's back to 12 the margin, just under 4 minutes left to play. Conti.
15 points now from Maggie Cahere. She's been a great asset for the Sydney Flames today. Defensive pressure, found a way to score as we see the back cut from Pooch. Cole can't quite get to the ball. Sydney Flames ball. Let's see if they can get another bucket here to claw back at this 12-point deficit.
Froling with it for the Flames. Looking to go to work on Blixarves. Keely Froling, right-handed layup. So 4 straight points to the Flames.
Tough D, tough offense. That's a great matchup between Keely Froling and Sarah Blixarves. Shake and bake from Thornton. Doesn't drop.
But Blixarves with the tap back keeps the ball in possession of the Flyers. Now Conti. Pass comes away. Blixarves. Ball batted onto Cole. Well, the way she's feeling, she'll just throw it up there. Hill comes down with a rebound for the Flames. Still Shiloh Hill looking to drive to the basket. Fouled, and it won't drop. That would have been a big play if it had fallen. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. So Cheryl Chambers now, with the Flames scoring the last 4 points and going back to the free throw line, just wants to talk things over.
Yeah, not gonna risk the Sydney Flames getting any more momentum. Wants to call it here. Maybe they'll look to extend their pressure off the back of these Shiloh Hill free throws. She just wants to maintain the momentum that her team has. See if they can get the crowd back on their back. But smart timeout by Coach Cheryl Chambers just to stem any of that momentum swinging the other way.
So a 10-point ball game, just under 3 minutes left to play. So the Flames still with an opportunity. They can hit both free throws here. Get it back into single digits, and there'd still be time enough. They play that aggressive defence. They force a couple more turnovers. Be well and truly in it. But Beck Cole, what a game she's had.
10 of 16 from the field for 62%, 24 points. 3 of 4 3-pointers for 75%. Boy, she's had a ball game, particularly in this second half.
So Heel will be to go to the free throw line. You're watching the Cygnett WNBL live on 9 now. Richard Swenson and Carrie Graff with you in commentary. Rachel Antonio do courtside. So Heel to go to the line. So back to an 8-point margin. The Flyers through Blixarves. Conti, Pooch. Going to work on Rowe. Ball comes away to Cole. Over the top of Mungakahia, short with a shot. Heel comes down with a rebound.
Big stop for the Sydney Flames. Mungakahia again with the great D.
Ball comes away to Willoughby. Fouled by Pooch. 4th team foul. So they won't go to the line on this occasion, but next foul will see them go there.
Sydney Flames hanging around. It's back to 8. 2 minutes 20 to go in this 4th quarter.
Rowe. Mungakahia. Heel. Under all sorts of pressure from Conti. Still with Heel. Fires. Long range 3. Can't get it to fall. Froling with the rebound. Can't get it in. And the ball off the hands of Froling across the baseline, and the Flyers come up with it.
Great effort play by Keely Froling. Just couldn't get it to drop, nor could Shiloh Hill off that ball screen. She's just, it's a drought for her from the perimeter. Can't find the bottom of the bucket, but they're still hanging around. 8 points. They maintain their defensive pressure extended.
Conti just gets it into the front court in time. Ball comes to Blixarves, who is fouled heavily by Froling.
Blixarves says, I won't have any of that, thanks. A nice, hard, professional foul by Keely Froling.
And Blixarves will go to the line to shoot 2.
Emotions running high in this one. It's been extremely, extremely physical. Both teams playing pressure D. Some fatigue for both teams. You know, players down a bit. Illness has been through the Sydney Flames camp in the break. They're rotating players through. Southside Flyers without Lauren Jackson. Maddie Rocci gets fouled out.
So I think the officials just discussing whether they think it could have been an unsportsmanlike foul, but with the amount of fouls that have been called in this game, it'd be a pretty harsh call.
Yeah, look, I mean, it was definitely a physical foul, there's no question, but it's, you know, I guess that's what the referees do, determine whether it was, you know, within the context of play or whether it was unsportsmanlike, but we'll see it now. Yes.
Well, it looks like they're going to call it on both players, a double foul. And the Flames will get the ball back.
Huge call by the referee here.
So both teams will now be in foul trouble with just under 2 minutes left to play. And again, the Flyers want to persist with the pressure up the floor. 8-point ball game. Heel has it. Finds Willoughby, who needs to get it across into the front court and in a hurry. Still with Willoughby. Mangakahia under pressure from Cole. Mangakahia gets the basket, back to 6 points. A minute and a half to go. As the ball quickly moved down the floor by the Flyers, and Willoughby gets a hand on it to send it across the sideline.
Sydney Flames finding a way to hang around.
So 6 the margin, the Flyers with it. Minute and a half left to play. Ball Bishop. Back to Cole. Cole looking for a lane to drive to the basket under all sorts of pressure. Oh, Willoughby almost gets the steal. Inside to Pooch, and Pooch is fouled. And will go to the line to shoot too. Well, Jocelyn Willoughby was centimetres away from stealing that ball and going to the other end of the floor for the easy basket.
Yeah, trapping pressure defence down the stretch by the Sydney Flames. Forced the trap. Willoughby nearly shoots the gap and comes up with a steal, but we see the Southside Flyers get out of jail with young Pooch at the free throw line. Can't buy that first one. Big play here. Biggest free throws of her career to date. The rookie.
So hits the second of the two. So the Flames now really need to get the ball moving. Willoughby. Up the floor. Looking to drive to the basket. Good defensive pressure. Ball kicked out to Rowe. Mangakahia. Mangakahia drives to the basket. Cole with the rejection. Ball on the floor. And jump ball will be called.
Wow. Beck Cole comes up with a defensive play. Huge block on Mangakahia.
Possession arrow goes the way of the Flyers. So with just a minute left on the clock, that might just be about enough for the home side to get the job done tonight. But gee, it's been a great contest.
Oh, never say never.
So pressure up the floor from the Flames. Conti under pressure from Heel and Mangakahia. Finds Cole. Gets it across. And Pooch has done some nice things out there. Now they might have to look at flying. Conti drives to the basket. Throws it up there. And the Flames, well, one last opportunity. They're needing to race the ball down the court, hit a three to give themselves a hope.
Yeah, look, I think they'll look at the three or put it on the rim and see if they can get a three-point play. You know, they're in bonus. They've been successful at putting the ball on the rim. But having said that, the defense of the Southside Flyers defenders containers. We see Shyla Hill kick it inside to Froling for the finish.
So Froling gets it back to a 5-point ball game. 38 seconds left on the clock. And the Flyers call timeout.
Coach Cheryl Chambers wants to talk it over. It's a 2-point ball game, 40 seconds to go. Anything can happen. Sydney Flames defence, they continue with their pressure, trapping, almost shaking it loose. they're hanging around. You know, they've had a massive job down these last few minutes of this fourth quarter to get themselves back within touch.
It's been a tremendous contest. Great D, and it's been the game. Defensively, it's been just really tough and hard to find a basket, although it has opened up a little bit in this last quarter.
Yeah, look, I think it's, you know, some offensive players making big shots against tough defence. There's been some great one-on-one contests from the perimeter, from the post. Both teams, you know, mixing up their defence on how they negotiate ball screens. Lots of movement offensively with various screen actions. This has been a hell of a ball game.
That's what you get to see in the WNBL too. A team like the Flyers that people suggesting would be, you know, a contender for the championship up against a team that's 0-3 and had a really tough start to the season. Yet it's been a cracking game.
Absolutely, and I think that's the strength of this competition. You know, it's early in the season. You know, we're in round 4. It's a long way to go. We're not even a quarter of the way through the season. So, you know, teams that have had home stands, like the Southside Flyers, have maybe had some advantage early. Sydney Flames have been on the road the whole time. They had a bye round 1. They're a little bit depleted. So that's the quality of this competition, as we see this last 35 seconds, and we've got a ball game here.
So Cole, under pressure from Heel. Not wanting to get up the foul just yet, the Flames. The ball comes away. Rowe comes up with the intercept. So an opportunity for the Flames as Munga Kahia will look to drive to the basket. Pass comes away to Froling. Ball knocked out of play. Off Froling, says the official. And the Flyers will get home in this one.
Froling thought she might have got fouled on the hands there. Referee didn't think so. Pleading with the referee for a foul. That would have been huge had she gone to the free throw line. Timeout again called. So we see the floor wipers out, getting that sweat off the floor.
They do a terrific job, the floor wipers, making sure the playing surface absolutely safe for all the participants in the game. And of course a double-header coming up tomorrow night. And Carey, Townsville and Bendigo, 2 form teams to start the competition. That should be an absolute cracking game.
It will. I mean, we've got a cracker here. You know, 15 seconds to go. You'd think with Southside possession, 15 seconds to go. Will they advance it here and put the ball in the front court? You know, but look, could Sydney, come away with a steal, score a bucket, and then we got a one possession game. Anything can happen in this game of basketball.
So Karen and I will be back tomorrow night. Double header in the Cygnett WNBL on 9 now. The first game, Townsville up against Bendigo, and then at the conclusion of that match we head to Perth for the game between Perth and the Melbourne Boomers, and of course those 2 teams have already played once this season earlier in Perth to open the season, and it was a win to the Boomers on that occasion. So Southside
have advanced the ball.
In the front court, they have it. And Bishop will look to get it in. And they do so, finding Conti. And the Flames will have no option but to foul now. They've held off. And Froling eventually commits the foul on Thornton. 9 seconds left on the game clock. And Thornton will go to the line to shoot 2.
This lady here will seal this one absolutely for the Southside Flyers. Wonderful talent, 6-year veteran of the WNBA.
So Thornton can't hit the first. 17 points for her this evening. Another outstanding performance. Her season average 17.3. Makes the second. So it's a 6-point ball game. And the Flames get the pass away to Froling. Munga Kahia Willoughby has the shot rejected by Pooch. And Pooch has come up with some really key plays in this fourth quarter for the Flyers.
The teammates and the crowd love that one. Gets a block on a WNBA star talent.
So the Flames, well, they're going to go down fighting this evening. And the foul is called on the Flyers, so they will go to the line to shoot 2, the Flames. Both teams in the penalty. So Heel.
Interesting that no one's lining up here. What was the call?
Well, technical foul. And we're back to a 5-point game. And the Flames retain possession.
They may just run out of time here.
Heel tries to fire it up, and Heel commits the foul. It's all over. And Thornton will go to the line with 0.4 of a second left on the clock. And the Flyers will come away with the victory, but gee, the Flames have made them work hard for it this evening.
Yeah, they have. What a contest this has been. Physical from both teams, pressured defence from both teams, big shots from a lot of players on the court tonight, making shots over tough defence, some great one-on-one contests, different highlights from different players at different times. We saw, flashes of brilliance from this lady at the line right now, Thornton. Willoughby's been big for the Sydney Flames. Killy Froley was impressive for the Flames. And Manga Kahia, I've got to say, she was impressive for the Sydney Flames today, as we see Thornton stroke that first of her 2 free throws. Beck Cole lit it up in the second half. Thornton's been more than solid for them the entire game. Bishop with some big defence. Young Pooch with some impressive plays.
So the Flyers get home. They've beaten the Flames. Terrific game in the Cygnett WNBL. And Beck Cole, a superstar performance from her this evening. The catalyst for the home side's victory. Thornton also outstanding this evening. But a number of players from both sides have just really put in a tremendous effort tonight. But at the end, it's the Flyers who go to 3-1. And the Flames, well, they dropped to 0-4, but after 4 successive games on the road this Sunday, finally get to go back home and play at Kudos Bank Arena.
Yeah, look, they'll be looking forward to that. They've had a exceptionally tough schedule, as we see the stats there. Beck Cole with 24 on 10 of 17 shooting. She was big, particularly in the second half. Thornton, classy she is with 20 points. But a spread of scorers, Rochi with 13, Blitzars with 13. And their rebound. Look at Blitzars with, 13 and 8.
5 assists.
5 assists. It was the depth and talent of the Southside Flyers make them tough to beat, and that was without, the great Lauren Jackson today with Gastro. But boy, this team are deep.
So the Flyers get home by 7 points in the end. Terrific game in the Cygnett WNBL. And for the Flames, Keely Froling with 20 points. Jocelyn Willoughby, 19. And Tiana Mungakahia with 17. Also 7 rebounds and a couple of steals. So Mungakahia having an outstanding game for the Flames this evening. And very soon we'll get courtside and get some reaction from Rachel Antonio Du at the completion of this game. But looking at some of those second half highlights, Cole in particular hitting some big threes in the fourth quarter. Butsav's strong work under the basket. And then following it up with a 3-pointer. And again, as we saw all night, just some of that aggressive defence from both teams. This time leading to a basket. Mungakahia hits the 3. Terrific game from her. And then Pooch, nice pass, good ball movement, and Cole, another basket for the home side. And Cole continuing with her impressive form. Another 3-pointer from Beck Cole, really lit things up in the fourth quarter. Mungakahia, lovely left-handed layup, and Keely Froling, terrific captain's knock from her this evening. Mungakahia again. But let's go courtside and Rachel Antonio Du.
Thanks, Richard. I'm courtside with player of the match, Beck Cole, 24 points, 75% from the 3-point line, and it looked like it was a rough match out there. There was tech fouls, there was foul outs, there was bodies on the floor, and you were with them the whole way. What was the messaging at halftime?
At halftime, I think it goes back to the 2 weeks we've just had off. We had that terrible game against Townsville where we didn't work hard enough on defence. There was no grit or fight to us. So the message was, you go out, you play defence, you know the scout, we get rebounds and we run. And I think we still have a lot to learn, but it was a lot better tonight.
Yeah, it was definitely a fight out there and it was fun to watch. I bet it was fun to play. Now, round 4 is all about period poverty, and I just want to get your perspective on how important this round is to you.
It's so important. I think just as females, to be able to be on a platform where we can empower women, but also period. Say it. There's no stigma that should be, with this word. And I think the fact that the women's league has gotten around this, and I know the Flyers, we all brought bags, we filled them with shampoo, conditioner, body wash, took them to the local Bunnings. I think it's so powerful, but to give back to people who don't have those resources, it's amazing we're able to do that.
You heard it here first, guys. Period. Great game, Beck. I'll let you go warm down, and good luck for your next round.
Thanks, Rach.
Thanks, Rachel. And if you can grab some further reaction, that would be sensational. But full time, the Flyers getting home by the 7 points, 82-75. And Carrie, it was a close game all night, and it finished that way in the end. They got home by the 7 points, but really throughout the majority of the game, there was hardly a struck match between the two teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, and to me, for a round 4 game, that had everything of a finals type match. It was physical, it was defensive, it was gritty. We saw lots of change-ups defensively from both teams on how they negotiated screens and ball screens. We saw full court pressure D. We saw trapping. We saw full court trapping on the low post. We saw numbers of players from both teams step up and make big shots. We saw wonderful defensive one-on-one efforts. It was just a quality game of WNBL, and for a team, Sydney Flames, how gritty were they tonight? A team that is yet to get on the scoreboard with a win, but as a team and Coach Shane Hill, I think they'll be, as much as you're not happy with a loss, but their performance in terms of coming with energy, playing, gritty defence, and they managed to make shots tonight. They hit some big shots and had great contributions from quite a number of players.
I guess it's one of those games, the Flyers win, it keeps some momentum going for them and they continue to stay on the top part of the table, but for the Flames, it's also a game that they'll take a lot out of as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And now they've got a little stretch where they've got some home games. I think that'll be big for them too. But the style of basketball, the brand of basketball they played tonight was, a brand that can win your ball games against any of the teams in this competition.
And the physicality and the toughness they played with this evening, they've got a couple of days off now before that game on Sunday afternoon, so they travel back here. Still plenty of time for recovery and to get ready for the game on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, definitely. Look, and the athletes in this competition are, they're extremely well conditioned. They all have great recovery programs and strength and conditioning programs, so that won't be a problem for them so long as they can stay healthy. And as we heard, some of them have been quite sick over the break, so that may be a factor. But I think they'll be buoyed and have some confidence coming off the back of this game in terms of how they played and how they hung with a team as deep and strong and big as the Southside Flyers.
And I guess from a Flyers perspective, no Lauren Jackson tonight, so any time that you play a game without one of your star players and can still come away with a victory, that's just vitally important for your season.
Yeah, definitely. And we heard Beck Cole, one of their floor generals and leaders, talk about the disappointing loss against the Townsville Fire, where they feel they didn't defend, they didn't play with urgency. Well, they certainly turned that around tonight. Having said that, that was matched by the way that the Sydney Flames played.
And that's what Beck Cole said. It was very unlike them in their last game, that it was important to set the tone at the defensive end and then get out and run. And when they were able to do that tonight, that was when they looked at their best.
Yeah, look, they're an exciting team to watch when they run. They're massive when they get out and run, and that was where they got momentum swings tonight.
And just quickly, tomorrow night, we've got a couple of games. Bendigo taking on Townsville, followed by Perth and the Boomers. So the Cygnett WNBL just continues to have some great matchups occurring.
Yeah, look, that's going to be a great contest tomorrow night. Top of the table clash, Townsville and Bendigo. It'll be huge.
So on behalf of Rachel Antonia Du, Courtside and Carrie Gruff, this is Richard Swenson signing off. The Cygnett WNBL live on 9 now. The full-time score from Melbourne this evening, the Southside Flyers 82 have beaten the Sydney Flames 75.